Welcome to your favourite day of the week, everyone, where it's day number 11 of our Advent calendar, where every day up until Christmas and Christmas itself we're going through a strange and funny story that's happened in history, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of them. Yesterday, we went through the dump that sunk a submarine, and today we've got a bit of spanking and BDSM. So what's behind door number 11? The Spanking Criminal of London. In the 1600s, walking the streets alone at night of London was an extremely dangerous place to be. The risk of murder and mugging was kinda high, especially if you're a young lady walking the streets alone. So picture the scene, it's 1681 and you're an unaccompanied young woman walking home late at night. You have to turn down a dark alleyway and you're fearful, so you begin to speed up. Out of nowhere, a man appears from the shadows and you're scared for your life and you think this is the end. In a strange turn of events, instead of stabbing or mugging you, he lifts up your dress and gives you a smack on the bottom. But before you can get a look at the perpetrator, he's run off into the night again, screaming spanko. Yes, you heard that right. Instead of stabbing or mugging people, a man would wait down the dark alleyways in the night time of London and spank people, crying out spanko. It sounds like something out of a comedy sketch. Spanko. But there was actually a spanking criminal of London, and he was so prolific that he earned the name of Whipping Tom. He mainly operated in Strand, Fleet Street and Holborn, and was known to wait for his victims in dimly lit alleys. He would prey on lone women, lifting their skirt and spanking them with his hand or rod, with the phrase spanko often accompanying these attacks. Spanko. He would vanish so quickly from the scene that people often wondered if he was actually a supernatural being. Despite the hilarity of some sex-crazed lunatics spanking women and screaming spanko, the attacks were still assault and were taken extremely seriously. Spanko. Women started to carry penknives and scissors with them, and the inability to catch Mr. Spanko caused complaints about the ineffectiveness of London's policing system. In an attempt to catch this Whipping Tom, men would dress up in women's clothes and wait down the dark alleyways where he was known to operate in order to try and apprehend the criminal. In the end, a man and an accomplice were eventually arrested for the attacks. However, trial records at the time have been lost, so you'll never know what punishment was given out to these spankers. Spanko. So thank you for watching day 11 of our Advent calendar, everyone. I hope you've all enjoyed the tale of Spanko. When I read the story myself, I couldn't believe it. Just a man screaming off into the nighttime spanko. I imagine it's in a really high-pitched voice, like spanko, spanko, and it really adds to the hilarity of it for some reason. Join us tomorrow where we find out about the dumbest or most genius businessman alive. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that, and make sure you don't get spanked on your way home tonight. I'll see you all then. Peace. Spanko.